At the Abu Dhabi-based money transfer service, UAE Exchange, the first week after payday is always the busiest, with hundreds of thousands of the city's expatriate Indians wiring cash to their families back home. What UAE Exchange is now noticing is that the dramatic fall in the value of the rupee, 20% down over the course of this year, has prompted equally big rises in the amounts of local currency, dirham, that the Indian expatriates are sending back.
So NRI peoples are locals,
so
everybody.
we believe that this weakening of rupee,
The head of global operations, Pramod Mangat, has come down to the exchange floor to find out firsthand what's going on. He meets Uma Shamir from Kerala, who's been living and working in the Gulf for the past 5 years.
Usually I'm sending 20,000. So I'm sending present it is 30,000 or 40,000. So that's why we are keeping more savings. What opportunities we are getting, we'll use.
It's a very rare opportunity in one's life, you can see, when rupee is trading almost like 68 against a dollar. So this is something which is never heard of in the overall history of Indian rupee. And for expatriates sending money, this is the best time they can take advantage of the situation.
Oddly, Indians abroad stand to benefit not only from the weakness of the rupee, but one of the main measures the government of India has taken to try and stop the slide, a restriction on imports of gold. Well, it's evening in Dubai, and that's the time when the gold souk starts coming to life. And it's getting particularly busy with Indian customers. That's because the government of India, in order to stop the slide of the rupee, has tried to limit the amount of gold being imported into India with a 10% tariff. Now, what this in effect has meant is the price of gold in Dubai has become 10% cheaper than the price of gold in India. There's a lot of people taking advantage of that. Cannes Jewellers is seeing a big rise in the amount of gold bought by Indian tourists. Unlike bulk importers of gold, they're often able to bring their items back into India without being asked to pay the tariff, meaning they get a 10% price advantage buying it abroad.
It will go in the favor of our trade who are based in Dubai. Visitors who are coming to Dubai, they will be buying more gold because it is for them cheaper by 10%. So we are expecting a good sale during a peak season, which is in the winter and the festival season of Diwali and Christmas, or coming months.
But not everything is working out in favour of Indians abroad. One other tariff introduced by the Indian government is stopping them taking back to India one of the most popular imports of all. In airports in cities throughout the Gulf, you're likely to see a lot of Indians returning to their homeland lugging something like this into check-in. Flat-screen TVs, which are 20 or 30% cheaper to buy in the Gulf than they are in India. But the Indian government has now imposed a massive 36% tariff on the import of flat-screen TVs.
Well, I mean, this was the ideal gift to carry back home. This was something you put in the living room, and it was sort of a memory of the expatriate worker who's been working out in the Gulf all these years and sacrificing a lot for his family. This was the one memory he left behind in many senses. We'll see about a 20% drop in terms of unit sales, the entry level at the 32-inch and the 40-inch television segment, which tend to be lower value.
These are windfall times for Indians abroad. Profits to be made wiring money from abroad, savings to be made buying gold from abroad. The only thing the expat loses out on in India's currency crisis is a cheap TV from the Gulf for the family living room. But if he wants good viewing, he can always watch his bank balance grow instead.